Hello. I'm excited. Sorry, I was having here some issues with technology, but I'm so glad that I'm here, that I'm alive, and that I'm going live with you because today is a special life. It's the launching of 3 projects of 3 ladies that a week ago got together by chance, by destiny, whatever, and we got into this unbelievable momentum and decided to launch our project. So one of them already arrived. It's Mina, and I'm gonna invite her to go up here with me. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so thank you so much for those who are joining. And there she is, beautiful Mina. How are you?
Hello, Tanya. I'm great, thank you. And you, how are you doing?
It has been an exciting day. It has been an exciting day.
Congratulations
Thank you so
for
much.
your YouTube channel.
It's a little bit like a dream. And there she is. Keira is here too. So Keira, we're gonna
Yes.
like let me see if I can do this. Okay. Uh-huh. And okay, so I accept already. And we're gonna be the 3 of us. And there she is.
Yeah, hello, Tanya.
Yay! How fun is this, huh?
It is.
Yes,
It is. Have you ever heard that the best parties are the ones that you go without much planning?
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's the only way I play. We only play like that, right? Congratulations, ladies. You both
Yes,
launched your work today. That's so exciting.
It is.
congratulations to you as well for your book.
It will be finished by midnight. How about that?
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect. The day has 24 hours and each minute and second counts.
Yes. Yes, it does. Well,
So
tell us
before
about your day, ladies.
okay, maybe you want to start, Mina? Do you want to start with your day?
If you want. So for me, it was a little bit a hectic day because I have changed everything yesterday, and I have to do all the stuff yesterday and today. So I worked hard and so as to make it happen today.
Beautiful.
And normally, all what I have done, it was connected on the 4 platform: Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. But as I have changed many things, I have it only on Anchor and Spotify. And tomorrow I will make it on Apple Podcast and Google Podcast.
Awesome. How about your day, Kara? How was it?
Ooh, my day. I'm just barely catching my breath today. That's why my book's not finished, because it's just been a lot going on. Today I did my morning live channeling, and then I went and got on a call with the big, huge event that I'm putting on in September. I'm going to speak on their stage. Then I ran my brand new mastermind. So I have a brand new mastermind. Ran that. And then now here we are. So I have a live, one of our Freedom House authors is a live summit tonight here in Boise. So I'm going to go host that for her. And then I'm going to finish my book tonight.
Wow.
There we go.
Unbelievable. So just to give our friends a little bit of context here, 5 days ago, we coincide all of 3, and sometimes I made up words. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, so 5 days ago, we all 3 were in the same room. We are all movement makers. That's a group created and led by Evan Carmichael, a thought leader, unbelievable person, caring leader. So we all are part of this group, and we were in a live room, and we started talking about momentum, which has been a big thing in the last months in our lives. And part of it was that what we've been doing recently, and each of us have pending items. So Mina was talking about her podcast and that she's trying to launch it. And in my mind, I was thinking, yes, I've been working on my YouTube channel, and I didn't know that you were writing a book. And well, everything worked magically, and we decided to launch today. Whatever happens, like, okay, we will do it. We will make it work. We will get in this momentum, and we will make it happen. And sometimes we feel we allow our lack of skills to stop us. But not having the skills at that moment doesn't mean that we don't have the value or the courage to go towards our dreams. So right now it's like that. We, without much preparation, in the sense of maybe knowing how to deal with technology and all that, for us, for Mina and I, we were able to do it with the help of friends, with encouragement of our leaders and the group, and Sam and Evan and so many people, and the synergy was unbelievable. So I'm super proud of three of us. What are your thoughts, ladies?
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Because for me, I was hesitating to postpone the date of launching. But together, we have decided to do it. And it was a challenge, and we did it. So congratulations. And this is why working in a community and with each other is amazing, and we can have momentum when we are well surrounded. And I felt well surrounded by you, by Zen. He encouraged us to do it, and all our friends. So yeah, it's
Maybe let's talk a little bit about our projects. Keira, do you want to start? Because I know that you have very little time before you need to jump in something else. So thank you so much for being here. Tell us a little bit about your book. Why are you so excited about it?
So this book actually is it's the coursework to one of my big courses called The Spiritual Entrepreneur. And I put it together like a year ago, and then it's like, it just didn't have a lot of momentum, and I kind of had other projects. Then I started doing a YouTube series called God is My Business Plan. Every morning and every night I'm doing these videos, teaching people how to run business guided by God. And then it hit me like 2 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, my whole workbook is God is My Business Plan. I just need to pull it all together. I need to reread it, tweak it here and there, add some new things. And I'm so excited about launching it into the world, because everything I've built has been guided by God. Like I built this beautiful publishing house, extraordinary success, helping so many authors. And I mean, I don't even have a day of college in my background. Like everything I've done has been guided by God. So God is my business plan. And we laugh about this because when Evan decided to partner with me at Freedom House, he said, "Where's your business plan?" I was like, "I don't have a business plan." He's like, "What? You don't have a business plan?" I was like, "Yeah, God is my business plan." And he laughed. And then it was like, oh my God, that's the thing. God is my business plan. So I'm excited for this book. I think it's going to help so many entrepreneurs who want to learn how to do things spiritually. And it's going to teach people how to call in clients and how to build their podcasts with the spiritual energy and how to build their videos from a spiritual standpoint. Is all the things I love to do, and it's finally going to be in a book. So I'm really excited.
And the thing is that you channel the energy. That's the amazing thing about you. You have this ability. And I was amazed when we first met you at a Movement Makers session, when you start channeling books for some of our mates there. And can you, because the idea it's so like little known. If I tell, and I've been trying to explain what you do, right? Well, this is an amazing lady that channels books, and everybody's like, "How? How is that possible? What are you talking about?" Maybe you, I'm sure you'll do a better job explaining, because it's amazing.
It's an interesting thing, right? Like I don't even know if I can explain it, except that if I sit with someone and they want to hear their book, their book will show themselves to me, and I can hear their book, I can see their book, and I can give messages from their book, because I believe books are actually like spirits, they're essences, they live, and we just get to birth them through. So it's such a phenomenal job. I love what I do. I love helping bring powerful messages to the world, and one of those ways is through books.
Unbelievable. And I wanted to ask you something, and then Mina and I will talk because we will have a little bit more of time. But my channel in YouTube is about journeys. I've been working with immigrants for 14 years, and I've heard so many stories that are unbelievable. So there was a point when I said, well, I don't want to let those stories in the drawer. I want them to be public so people can benefit from those people that are getting success in their journeys. I want to extract those clues so the trip is easier for others. So that was my whole idea behind doing this. And when did I started creating or started thinking about it? When I started my participation at Movement Makers, but my roadmap was I did it while I was reading Momentum. Because I was one of the better readers. So while I was reading, I was like, oh my God, yes, I have to do this and I have to do that. And the whole thing I started to actually happen when I was reading Momentum, like a month ago or so. So this was, sometimes I realized that, and this is something that Evan said, and I totally embrace it. We are all immigrants, because originally my program was going to be just for people who actually did travel, the physical travel, and I wanted to include also people that they are not immigrants in the hard sense, but they've also gone through their own journeys. So I asked, how can I include all of them? Is it wise to include everyone? And he said, well, we are all immigrants. And it's true. And I've embraced that phrase. It's true. Somehow we all do our own journeys, either internal or somewhere else. So at this point, I want to ask you, what is a journey that has transformed your life radically, and that you can share with us and make us believe that we can also do that type of transformation?
Ooh, well, I'm just definitely like go deep or go home. I don't know how to do anything other. So my story, and I would say my journey, is not really light. I mean, it is light, but it's intense. And it is the story where I chose to live. So, 2017, I had a lot of really hard trauma memories show up of being abused as a child. And when those trauma memories showed up, I didn't want to live anymore. And I really considered taking my life. And in that moment, I chose to live. And when I chose to live, I made a declaration that I would do everything that I was inspired to do. That from that moment on, life would be led by inspiration, and that I would find my purpose. And the second I made the choice to live, I began a new life. I began to be a new person. I don't even look like the same person as I did before that. Like, literally, I did gain a new life. And I share that story because I know there's a lot of people who struggle. A lot of people have trauma. A lot of people have depression, anxiety. A lot of people face the hard darkness that I faced. And I want to share my story of, like, there's hope. There's always hope. And it always, when you can find the space in your heart that pulls you forward to choosing to live, that's where the magic is. And so that's, I guess, what I'm an immigrant to, is like moving into that realm of living a life guided by God in all the things that I do.
It's unbelievable. But you know what? I think that in the end, the ultimate purpose of life is living.
It is.
Sometimes we get, so confused and so dazed and so involved in our own thoughts, and we don't recognize that the ultimate purpose of life is living it at its full, intensely. So it's so amazing that you're sharing this with us, and I send you lots of love, because through you, so many people will probably find light as well. It's amazing.
I hope. Well, thank you.
And I think that sometimes we think that process take long time, or that decision, and it's not correct. Decisions are like made in a snap. We all can make radical changes in our lives. It's just having that moment of courage, that moment of inspiration, that momentum in our lives, and accept, surrender control and surrender our limiting beliefs as we know them, and start a new life. And that's part of the immigrant mindset. Once you start a journey, you don't look back. You enjoy the trip, and once you arrive, you give it all. You give it all because you want to make that dream come true. And somehow you settle, not in the sense that just accepting, but finding home. Once you feel that you don't belong somewhere, you need to find a place where you belong. And it can be, an internal journey, or it can be somewhere else. But in that pursuit, you will find happiness. That's why I'm so motivated to do these interviews, because you never know who's listening and who you're going to impact with your story. And your story is so beautiful, and I heard that one before, and thank you so much for sharing it. And now I have a question for you. What are the biggest fears that you have to overcome in your journey?
You're just going head in. Here we go. My biggest fears. Let's see. My biggest fear is that I don't do it. Like nothing else is in the way. Like what I was brought here to do, like it has to happen. I know it. I feel it in my bones and my cells. And I think my biggest fear is actually, it's not even a fear, because it's not even possible. What would be my biggest fears? I'll talk to you about the things that I struggle with, because I don't know if I have a lot of fears, because I refuse to listen to them. But I do struggle with self-doubt. So that's something that I have to fight on a regular basis, like doubt of like, can I do the things that I feel called to do? Can I impact the way that I want to? The self-doubt is the thing that gets in the way. I guess I am afraid to write my next book. Yeah, I am afraid. I am totally afraid to write my next book, which is I Choose to Live. And it will be my whole journey with battling with suicide ideation since I was 14, battling with how to live life joyfully, even with hardships. I'm super afraid to write that book, but it's already started. I started it last night, so it's here, it's coming, it's on its way.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I've heard that you were having problems writing the one that you are currently writing, about to finish, because you were already thinking.
Yeah, so I took a break, 2-hour break last night. Started I Choose to Live, and then tonight I'll complete God Is My Business Plan. And fear was actually the thing that stopped me in my whole life all the time. I was always afraid, because when you have trauma in your background, you don't feel very safe, and a lot of trauma. So I was always afraid. And I will say that when I chose to live, and I made that declaration that I would live guided by the divine, fear didn't have room anymore. Like it was cleared out. So it's just an interesting thing to look back at and see that declaration cleared out the fear that had really ruled my whole life.
That's great. Yeah, because words are powerful. Words are vibrations, I think, that get, once you let them out, they become part of the universe. So they are important. And that's why I think declarations are so important. And that's why it's important to start your day with a positive declaration of what's going to be. And I want to be mindful of your time. I know you have something else. I would love if you can leave us with some sort of way to channel our energy to be able to keep moving, because sometimes we just feel like stale, like we don't have that spark of motivation to go to the next phase in our lives, whatever it is. So I know that maybe you have something that can help us to channel our energy in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%. So I find that the one way to move to the next spot, right? Like if you feel stuck or stagnant or fear comes in, you can't take the next action. I'm a big believer. I just open my palms and I just go into like meditative prayer and I just ask, what's the next step? And I just listen. I listen until I receive it. And as soon as I either hear it or I see it with my spiritual eyes, then I commit that like that action has to be done. Like there's no way around it. It's non-negotiable. That action is what I take next. And every single time, if I will open my heart to receive, if I'll ask and open my heart to really receive, and then I take action, it propels me 10x every single time. It pulls me out of resistance. It pulls me out of doubt. It pulls me out of when I want to quit, right? Like, because we all experience that as creators and entrepreneurs and thought leaders. There are moments where we want to quit. And this practice of just asking what's the next step and then doing it, it's always going to move you through it.
That's beautiful. And I definitely, encourage everyone who watches and who will watch this video to check out Keira's profile, because it's unbelievable. And what she can do, well, it's magical. It's magical.
Yeah.
Mina, do you wanna add something? Do you wanna maybe ask? I'm sorry, I've been monopolizing this.
This is so fun.
No, I can feel the energy, the vibration that we can experience with Keira, and I did it when I channeled my book with you, and it was an amazing experience. It was magic, and I can't forget it because it's still here, and it's the first time I have experienced this kind of nice energy, and how we can feel when we are connected, even if, as I told you last time, you are in Arizona, I'm in Paris, and we were connected at this moment, and it was magic. So thank you for all these feeling and experience. It was amazing.
Well, it was my honor to sit with you and your book. Your book is so powerful. So I can't wait to see this book come to life. And just so proud of you for launching your podcast today, even when it felt jumbled and you just moved ahead. And that is something that not very many people can actually do. So I just want to acknowledge you and acknowledge you, Tanya, for your YouTube channel. I'm so just lit on fire watching you two pull this together in 5 days. I mean, this is the power of community. It's also the power of accountability. And when you are connected to people who have a fire to serve, like my book wouldn't be finished if it wasn't for you two. Like I made myself go to Starbucks last night for hours, even though I was super tired, because I was like, I committed to these beautiful ladies. And I'm so grateful. So thank you for holding me in commitment. I needed it. So I just want to thank you for being that for me.
Thank you.
Today when I text you, I did it with a little bit, I was a little bit shy about it, because I saw your story. I was like, maybe, she's still working and I don't want to put pressure, but I said, no, I'm just gonna ask, like a loving push, not pressure, but I'm just gonna, ask. I want to ask. And then, you just, were gracious to say, yes, I can join to your life, which was also, something that we didn't plan, because we didn't really have planned to anything of this. I've been already working on my YouTube channel. So preparation is important in a sense that, for example, me talking right now with you ladies is not something that happened yesterday. I started probably 1 year ago to get myself familiar with these platforms, because I used to be a very private person that would get extremely nervous. And even now, before starting, my heart was beating so hard. but I am committed to have my shy girl away from me. Otherwise, I would not be able to serve as I want to do. So I know
Thank
that's
you.
important, that my own limitations and, surrounding myself with the right people, it totally makes the difference. And right now, and I just want to say this, right now, we are going to start a new challenge with movement makers. And if someone is interested in being part of this amazing community, they can just go and visit Evan Carmichael's profile, YouTube channel, or website, and they'll find information and be part of this, because it really makes a difference to have the right people around you. So it has been an amazing experience. I never thought I would be talking live with no one, really.
Me too.
Let alone two wonderful ladies.
And here we are. And let me show
Me,
everyone. This is the book that started it all, right? This is
yes.
Evan's new book. This is the book that I sat with him, May 26th, and we channeled it through, and he wrote his book in 5 days, and then I gave him a book deal. He published his book with Freedom House. We actually became partners with Freedom House, and that's why I get to be in Movement Makers with you lovely ladies. So
Yes.
momentum is the thing. It's what brings magic and miracles, and I'm just so grateful that I got to meet you ladies. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to listen to all of your work. Have me come on your podcast. Come on, let's play. Let's party. Let's do this, right? So reach out. I'd love to come on your YouTube, Tanya, if you want. And I've got to run and go take care of my littles. I can feel them knocking on my door. But I just am sending you guys so much love, so much momentum, and thank you for being that place
You
for
are
me
welcome.
every day.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And
A great
tomorrow
night
is
number.
tomorrow is Momentum Challenge of Evan and Carmichael. We will
Yes,
see you there.
I'll see you guys there. I'll see you
Yes.
there.
See you.
All
Thank
right,
you so much,
guys.
Laura. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
All the
Bye.
best with your book.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, so yeah, I mean, how do you feel? Are you excited?
I,
I'm like ecstatic.
we did it. So, and now we will keep momentum to continue to work on my podcast and you on your YouTube channel. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
amazing to do interview. I think in your YouTube channel it will be interview with other people, and it's amazing to share, to listen to their stories and to give value to your audience.
Yes. Well, that's exactly, my goal, to encourage people like you, like me, that have gone through so much to reach what they want. Right? People immigrate for so many reasons. People change states for so many reasons. But mainly it's because they don't find themselves in the place they are. They feel that they can really serve better somewhere else. And that fire in their hearts is what makes them do and undertake any type of journey. So my hope is that I can portray these amazing people that are ordinary, not in the sense that, ordinary common, in the sense that anyone has the potential to make a radical change in their lives. Sometimes we just need a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of inspiration. And that happened for me, in a point in my life. I needed that inspiration, and I got it from thought leaders. And that had made such a big difference in my life. And it was an internal journey that happened during COVID. Besides that, I've made so many journeys. Like physically, I've been moving around a lot.
Yeah.
And internally as well, right? So this program is trying to collect those stories, so more people can see, get inspired, and start their own journeys. And now I have to ask you, Mina, please share your journey, because you also have a journey. Because we said we're gonna do this interview, and we're gonna,
Yes.
we're gonna talk about our launch. We're gonna talk about momentum. That way, we also we'll have our exercise of the month for movement makers, and we're
Yes.
we're going to talk about your journey.
Yes,
So,
of course. So, what do you want to start with, my podcast or my journey or my momentum? Which
okay,
one?
I'm gonna ask you
Okay.
what is the journey that you are most passionate about? And I see Angela. Hey, Angela and Rosie, those are also movement makers. Much love to you, girls. Thank you so much for being here. Which one? From all your trips, because you're not only an immigrant, you're an actual immigrant. You told me I
Yeah.
moved from,
Yeah. So
yeah. So
yeah. So I can share.
yeah, share
I
please.
can.
Which one is your
Yeah.
most?
I can share. I can share with you my story, and it was interesting to listen to you. What you are you seeing about all the ambitions and the dreams of someone who wants to change, to move from one place to another, etc. And for me, I'm originally from Morocco, and I want to move to France to continue my studies. And it was now 27 years ago. Because before moving, I had my own business as a young girl from 13 to 24 years. And I was doing my studies as well. So for me, moving to France was to continue to have the mindset of being businesswomen, to continue my studies in this direction. But when I came to France, my dream was completely not disappeared, but it was just not possible to continue thinking about my dream and my project.
Why?
Because the second day when I came, I wanted to the university to do all the stuff so as to study to start my studies. And the bus driver told me, well, I asked him to show me in which stop I can stop to go to the university. Did you know what he answered to me? Come back from where you come from.
Mm.
I was shocked. And I came back home to my friend's home, and I told them my experience of the day. And it was only my second day in Paris.
How old
And
were you? You were very young at that time, right? 24, you said? How old were you?
I have 24 years.
24, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I called my father and I told him what happened. He told me, don't care. Think about your why and why you are there. You are there for your studies, for your diploma, and for your future. Don't think about what this guy told you. And I continue, and in my journey, I met a lot of setbacks and struggles during my many years of my study. And unfortunately, yes, fortunately, I finished my studies. I had my PhD, and I felt proud of myself because I succeeded, even if there was a lot of obstacles. And I started to work for an international consulting company. And for the second time, I heard that I was not enough to have a position in the company.
To be there.
Uh, the CEO told me this in a manner to show me that my background needs still some steps to grow to think of this kind of position. So I understood that being an immigrant was a hard thing to do in this kind of context and dealing with this kind of mindset. And I continued to work. I started to live like 99% of people, dealing with the life, and which was correct, was acceptable. But when we feel that we are meant for more, we want more, we are enough to do other things and to be able to serve others, because when we are immigrant, we have ambitions, we want to succeed, we want to do good things on earth. And I felt that doing what I were doing was not really what I want to continue doing in my life. So that's why I decided to change completely, to stop working and to start my journey with movement, not only with Movement Maker, but I started last year to think about creating my online business and make my dream of young girl happen, to be a businesswoman as I had been when I was young. So you see, I think being immigrant, it depends on the environment where we are and the mindset of people with whom we are working or surrounded with. And I love here a lot of stories about, because each immigrant has his story, and it will be kind of many books to write about our experiences, ups and downs of our lives, because as immigrant we don't have a smooth life. It goes and down depending on the many things. And of course, when we succeed in our project, we are so grateful, we are proud of ourselves, and even our family is very happy, etc. And we feel sometimes that we didn't have the life we deserve in our journey, because it was not easy for us to be who we are now.
Yes.
And I think each one knows this kind of moment of suffer and being not enough, feeling not good enough. But the lesson to have from this experience is everyone on earth deserves to live the life of his dream.
Yes. You know what? I'm listening to you and I'm getting emotional because
I feel you.
it's true, you know, as immigrants, so many times we start keeping everything for ourselves. We stop sharing. Sometimes life can be hard for someone who changes states. Whoever who starts a journey will face so many setbacks.
Mm.
And what you learn is that you need to keep walking. And I
Exactly.
make that my motto. Whenever I'm down, whenever I'm sad, whenever I'm tired, whenever I'm whatever, I keep myself repeating, keep walking. the road will show itself. You just need to keep walking. But
Exactly.
in that process, sometimes we build walls and we become hard because we need to endure so much stuff. And being honest, I cannot even compare to people who, who immigrates and live a hardest life that what I've experienced. I have my own share, but I cannot compare with some other people, that have faced discrimination and so many perils and things like that. But the thing is, we stop sharing because there's a point when we think, well, this is not relevant. Everyone has their own issues. Everyone who would be interested in listening my story, and we start keeping everything to ourselves. And this is the thing: stories and feelings are like birds. If we
Exactly.
cage them, if we keep them caged in our hearts, they will die in there.
Yes.
We need to open our heart and let them fly. And that,
Exactly.
I have that. I'm very visual, and while I talk, I always imagine, things. And when I was thinking about this project, I also always had this picture in my mind that there are so many people who long ago, when they immigrated, they stopped sharing because they thought, well, this is not relevant for anyone. So whatever win or whatever loss I have in my journey, I will keep it to myself. Not even to our family sometimes. We just keep it to ourselves. So I thought, well, no, that is not fair, because in those stories are the keys for succeed, for how they have succeeded. And those stories
Exactly.
need to go, they need to go to the universe. They need to be known. So that's why, I started thinking, okay, what can I do? How can I do that? And listening to you, I just confirmed that this was the right decision, because I've always seen you, right? And we connected from the beginning. We did our first live and many things, right?
Yeah.
But how could I know all the things that you've gone through if you are not saying it, if you are not sharing it? Like, you're
Yeah.
an amazing
Exactly.
story. You have a PhD. You have went through discrimination. You've done so much. If you if you don't have the space to say it, to share, how can the rest know? And how can you help others to make
Yes.
their journey easier? So
Yeah.
part of the
And
part of the reason, yeah, please go ahead.
yes, and for me, before moving, the person need to understand and to acknowledge about the place where she wants to go. Because for me, my dream was completely shifted when I came, and now I want to make it happen, even if it's 27 years later. I want to realize my dream, because for me, moving, it stopped me to dream. And I started to deal with daily life in a big country, because I came from a little city, so a small city. So it was different to move to Paris, for example. And stop, not stopping, but finding that making my dream reality uh, was far from the moment I'm living. So I think that having the immigrant mindset should be always acknowledged by where we are going, what we want to do, and keep focused on the goal, on why we are moving, and continue even if there are setbacks, obstacles. We continue to do the work so as to realize our dreams.
Yes, it's so beautiful, because part of the immigrant mindset is burning the ships. There's no way back. I came here and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it work, right?
Yeah,
I chose this and there is a reason for that. And if my heart is on this, I'm gonna make it work. part of my goal with these interviews is extracting those keys that can make someone else's journey a little bit easier. And from
Yes.
what I've heard from you, here are some that I captured. And one is the setbacks. We always, in any type of journey, we will experience setbacks and fear to the unknown. And what you did and what we can do is to embrace those, but to not accept them to live there, without a date of expiration. We need to get out of it. Yes, we have fear sometimes. Yes, we are tired sometimes. Okay, let's embrace that, because they are human feelings. We are humans. We are not robots. We are, we are fallible, but we also have the power to choose how we react. You may not be able to control that guy that made that comment, that hurtful comment, and so many times how people behave is out of our control, but how we react is part of what we can do. And you chose your reactions, the ones that took you to succeed in your purpose, which was studying and obtaining your degree and having a different life. Also, you started a second journey, because arriving to Paris was not enough for you, girl. You wanted more. I love it. Yeah, so it was not enough, and you did whatever you went to do, but there was a point when you realized you wanted something else. You wanted to reclaim an old dream, and you are now working on it, and I respect you for that, because there's no limit for our potential. We can always start something new. We can always get better, improve, learn something. So yeah, you may not have 24, you probably have 35 or something like that, but like
So,
me.
yeah, so you
But
see,
stop.
yeah, we don't stop. We can't stop because we want to realize what we want in our life, and we can always, as you have said, let fear let us stuck in our place. But if we decide, I think sometimes it's just a decision that we make.
Yes.
If we decide to change and to make it happen, we can. Because for me, I decided last year to change completely my life, no matter what. And I decided to invest in myself, to follow coaching program with Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins. And on March, I joined Movement Makers with Evan Carmichael, because I'm building my journey with you, and I'm experiencing great. We are doing a great adventure together, and we learn a lot. We grow every day, and I have never thought that I will launch my podcast, and I do it today. So I think when we are surrounded with the right people, we can do a lot of things, and we can serve. We are here to serve people. So by doing what we are doing, we can serve. But if we stay stuck in our comfort zone, we can't serve. We can't have the life we want to have and the life we deserve.
That's correct.
So it takes time, it takes energy, and as you have said, sometimes we are not motivated, we feel stuck, overwhelmed. But when we think about our why and why we want it, we move forward and we keep momentum.
That's true. Let me ask you, Mina, what's the best advice you received during all these, journey, trip, experiences that you have gone through? Share with us the best advice you received.
The best advice that I can say for someone, because I didn't receive some advice to encourage me to do what I wanted to do, because all the time I heard that you should to be safe, to pay attention, always to think small and to accept the little life. And I didn't receive the encouragement to do more and to follow my dream. But what I can advise is follow your dream and do it no matter what. Don't listen to people who want you to stay in a little life and stuck in the same place. Open your eyes, make a decision, and follow your dream. It's possible. And as we have done, trust the process. Because now, when I noticed those who were before us in the journey, they succeed. So we can.
Yes.
And 2 years before, I was thinking about if I decide to change, I was thinking only in the negative situation. If I lose everything and I didn't make it happen, what will happen? I will go to look for another job, etc. So think about the positive things that may happen and go for it.
Go for it. It's beautiful. You know what? Me, we come from countries that are not easy. It's not like encouragement is waiting for us in every corner. And I hear your story, and many things that you're saying resonate with me, because over there, for the situation, for so many reasons, we live in a survival mode most of the time. And when you are in a survival mode, you don't have much time to encourage others. So
Yes.
I think that that's something that we bring with us. We know that we need to be our own cheerleaders.
Exactly.
We need to do it for ourselves. Like, no one is going to, family, so many times they tell you don't, because they want you to be safe. They
Exactly.
they want to protect you, but they don't realize that by protecting you, they are killing you. They are killing your potential. But the circumstances are so different. So I realized that people who immigrate, whoever who starts a journey, it's it knows how to cheer for you, like yourself. You have to learn how to cheer for yourself. And and that's a skill that you need to learn and learn fast if you want to start any journey. And on top of that, it's true, no one has the obligation to be your cheerleader. Everyone has their own dreams. You are so lucky if you find the right community where you find support, like we did. And I wish I had this, like, maybe, I don't know, like when I was 25, 24, 23. No, I had to wait, or I had to walk a long way until I found it. But I'm so glad that I now have this community, and I value it much more, because I know how it feels not having anyone to cheer you up. But it's good because I learned to do it by myself. So I can say that I'm glad that we both, I think, we have the nice combination. Like, we have someone who cheers us, and like we did with each other, right? We support each other, and let's go, Mina, let's do it.
Yes.
Tanya, let's do it.
And we did it today. We did it because when I discuss with my friends about my project, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
they are worried. They feel worried for me. Even if I told them, no, it's normal, it's a process, and I trust the process, and they need to trust the process with me. But instead, encouraging me to continue, they told me, May, you can look for a job. Maybe what you are doing will not work. So you see, always trust, have faith in yourself,
Yes.
and choose with whom to be surrounded, and continue to do work. Because sometimes we can feel discouraged by others.
I know.
But we are here to support each other, and we are in amazing community with Evan, and I love the energy, I love the collaboration, I love all what we are experiencing, and I'm sure that we will get there.
Yeah, good. Like you said, good things will come to us. And now, I've been, I always like to research and to learn, and I've been reading and learning his training videos, and I was getting a little bit nervous about, the launching thing, because I've never launched anything, not even a ball, because I'm not in sports.
Me too.
So I haven't launched anything. But what really encouraged me to keep going, it's a video I saw, and he was saying, don't get too caught up on the gadgets, or the process of launching. It doesn't have to be big. What you need is to start, and that is
Yes,
true. And I'm a big believer. You take the first step, and the universe will do the rest. You will be guided to where you need to go. So I said, yes, I'm not going to stress. I'm going to enjoy this process. I'm really going to enjoy it. I'm going to do my best, like in the technical part, because I'm not technical. I'm not really. So even doing a thumbnail, for me, it's like a hustle, because I've never been doing that. I have a different set of skills.
me
So
too.
what right now, and he said a phrase that I remember. He said, the the engagement party, or the wedding, it's fine. You invest in that, but the most important is the marriage, and that's now where we need to focus. So we finally launched, and I feel like we finally did it. It's a little bit of relief.
Yes, it's the start. We started, so now we continue. Because
Exactly.
for me, yeah, I'm experiencing the same thing with like you. I'm
Mhm.
not a technical girl, and I need step by step to do things. So I learned from YouTube tutorials, etc.
Mhm.
And it's the first time I'm launching something. And before, some days before, I prepared a thumbnail, etc. But yesterday night, I changed everything, the title, the thumbnail, etc. So I decided to make it happen no matter what, because we have a deadline, and I
Yes.
did it.
Yes.
And I noticed that it was not on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, but it's not a problem because I will make it this week.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did it. We did it.
Yeah.
So now
Woo! We did.
we'll have momentum to
Exactly.
continue. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what builds the muscle. Sometimes we want to be successful at something, but we have never done it. It's not possible. It is not possible. If we, if I've learned something in my life, is that you need to start doing. That's the only way.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you get the knowledge. Yes, you
Yeah.
can study. Yes, you can be prepared, and that's important to do it after many years of living in this culture. I know that preparation, it's important, and planning has its value, definitely, but we need to start. That's how everything start rolling. that's how we put in the wheels of destiny in motion, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very satisfied. I'm very excited. So many emotions during this, especially today. And for now, we need to, or from now, we need to work on the marriage, and we need to keep creating content. And I do have already some interviews recorded. I'm gonna post it so I can have a cushion to get more interviews. And if someone who's watching wants to have an interview, please, you're so welcome, because every story, as you said, every immigrant, every traveler has a valuable story inside.
Sure.
Don't let it, you know, don't let it cage, let it fly. So it will be
Yeah.
awesome. So Mina,
And
please. Yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, and it's amazing because you did interview and me too. I have done interviews and I will continue to do interviews because the topic of my podcast, Wellness All Seasons, and it was from my own experience because when I shifted from a student to work in a full-time job, 4 years later, I gained weight. And I have experienced a terrible period when I gained weight. And I suffered a lot from it. And it was really a difficult situation because it was the first time for me that I gained weight. I gained 7 kg, which was huge for me because it was the first time I shift from wearing exercise small clothes to M size, and for me it was not acceptable.
Yeah.
So when I experienced this, I take the decision to get back my body and started to learn a lot about nutrition, fitness, stress management, time management, etc. And I became passionate about well-being, nutrition, fitness, etc. And more than 15 years now, I have never known gaining weight anymore, and I keep the same body shape all the time.
Wow.
And yeah, and at work, my colleague asked me all the time because I was spending all the time giving healthy lifestyle tips to my colleague, etc. And one day, the responsible of human resources told me, maybe you can be a coach, a wellness coach, or something like that, because I feel that you are more passionate about healthy lifestyle, nutrition, fitness, etc. And it was something that I practiced in my life. And all the time I have a feedback and questions from my colleague asking me, what did you do to stay fit like this all the time? So I take it as my project now, and this is the topic of my podcast, Wellness All Seasons,
Beautiful.
with Mina. And in this podcast, I have interviews with people, wellness coach, fitness coach, nutritionist, and also ordinary women who have experienced gaining weight, or the women who are still struggling with weight. So it's interesting because as women, we have a lot of challenge with weight, especially after 35, 40 years, we can start to have overweight because of hormonal imbalance. And there are a lot of exciting topics for women to discover. So I will publish an episode of healthy lifestyle tips every Tuesday and an interview every Friday.
Awesome.
So if you know someone who is interested or who struggle with weight,
I will.
they can join me for an interview.
You know, I know someone. I know someone, and that's me.
You are welcome.
Yeah, sometimes people think because I'm slim, but many times I've struggled with my weight because it tends to go down very easily, and I always have to keep an eye on it. And for for anybody, the weight is something that it's always in your mind, right? When it's starting going too out of control. So I would love to, like, if I'll be honored to be your guest, and share my story. It's nothing too dramatic, but it's something that sometimes we don't think about when we
Yes,
think about people who is slim. Like they also go through their own
exactly.
struggles, and I think that struggling with our self-image, with our it's part of no it's part of it. Especially women, we are very sensitive about it for so many reasons, right? So
Yes.
please count me in, and as as one of your interviews, I would love to do that, and
You are welcome.
yeah, I'll definitely be there. And I wanted to mention something in regards of your podcast. You mentioned where can we did you mention where can we listen to it?
I don't get
Your
you.
podcast. I mean, your podcast, in like when we can start listening to you. When are you going to start airing, or when is going to be your first interview? Do you know already?
So the first interview will be on Friday, this
Okay.
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. And I put the description of the introduction, the description, and the goal of the podcast already published today. And this Friday, I will have an interview with a public speaker at Agora in USA.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So it was on Friday at 10 a.m. your time, Eastern time.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It has been an awesome day, and you are the cherry on the top. Like, you sweeten my day, and it has been awesome to talk to you. And thank you so much for all your
Okay.
sharing. Thank you so much to all the people who popped in and left comments and shared their feelings with us. Thank you so much. Those really meant a lot, and
Yeah.
I really wish I can, have you regularly. I'm also gonna start posting stories. I'm gonna start with my intro, and of course, I had all type of technical issues. I was trying to post the video, and I couldn't. Well, because let's say that
I
the
know.
interviews were launching, and once I go back tonight after my dance class, because right now I'm going to my dance class, I'll try again, and I'll try again until I have my intro video, my welcome video posted, so you can start watching our videos, and this video and the one that I did in the morning, and some other that I already have recorded. And the name of my channel is My Immigrant Mindset, a YouTube
You
channel.
send me the link.
I will.
I will.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll post it in my bio on Instagram also, so it's available. And
Okay.
thank you so much, Mina. You did
Thank
this
you,
last
Tanya.
minute, and we all, we've been running for the last 5 days, but it
Yeah.
was worth it. It was worth it, and thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so much.
thank you so much for your time, for all what you have done since last week, for the interview, for everything, for your smile, for your mindset, because I love your mindset, your energy, and your willingness to work together, to collaborate, and to hold our hands and go forward. And I love it.
Me too.
Yes.
Likewise, I say the same. I send you a very, very, very warm virtual hug to you. Okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.